like it, not playing like a second-year player now. And Zach, I don't know, Director Kathy, can we put those water polo shots back up? I feel maybe this needs to be your new Twitter bio, something. I don't know. We'll get them for you after the show. Welcome back to The Jump, presented by Dell. We have a huge game tonight right across the street here at Staples Center. After the Suns held serve in their Game 1 on Sunday, the Lakers took back home court in Game 2 behind 34 points from Anthony Davis. So, Vince, I want you to break down a little tape for here. What was something you noticed from the Lakers that changed you from Game 1 to Game 2 that they can continue tonight?
Well, the thing that I noticed is how AD handled the double team, and he took his time. Typically, when you're doubling a superstar early in the game like they did, you want to take them out of rhythm in the beginning of the game so they don't have a flow late in the game. And I've had some experience with that playing against the Knicks in the playoffs. And you see here, on the catch, the double team, and they made me rush. They made me play faster than I want to, and I threw the ball out of bounds. And I'm like, T-Mac, at least try to catch it. And here, I'm rushing. I'm trying to beat the double team and get a shot up and just not in rhythm. And here I go up. I think I have a layup, triple team. I get my shot blocked. So there, Oakley is telling me, take your time. So I listen, and the next year, I get some help. And now we have Chris Childs. I'm under control. They put me at the top of the key, and I was able to work a little bit better and knock down some shots because I was now in rhythm because they couldn't double team me because of all the help. You see there in rhythm, the quick cross to the fadeaway. Now we're going to see the same thing with AD. Here's the double team. He's worried about in Game 1. He's worried about the defender and did not see the double team. So they started to speed him up and then throwing the ball all the way around. So there's the frustration. So now the adjustment in Game 2, put him at the top of the key, put him in action, put the ball in his hand. Now here's the key. He sets a great screen. The reason I'm saying this is how you want to get yourself going? Get you a little guy, mouse in the house, and then the mouse, he jumps on top of the screen. Big mistake, young fella. AD 6'10", and he sees the driving lane, and Bridges is thinking, yes, I have the help, but the help is too late. Once a star like that sees the ball going in, he can get rolling, and I think that's what got him going and got the Lakers going, i.e. LeBron James as well. He didn't shoot. I mean, he didn't get in the paint like we're going to talk about, but he didn't have to because AD demanded the ball in the paint, which got all of the defenders in the paint. And, I mean, shoot the ball, LeBron. He's been shooting the ball well, and that's what was happening.
And look, this is how it's supposed to work, right? Anthony Davis is the younger star. So as LeBron ages and perhaps is hurt a little more often just because he has a human body, and that's how it works, Anthony Davis is supposed to be picking up
and he played in 9 or 10 finals in a row.
Bulk of things. Zach, how has that sort of relationship worked, especially because LeBron has really cut down taking shots in the interior. Only 3 of 16 shots were in the lane in Game 2. What do you think of that approach offensively? Is it injury related, and are you concerned at all?
I would assume it is injury related, and we saw a little bit more of LeBron getting into the post and playing a little bit of bully ball in Game 2, which makes me think he's saving that kind of stuff for when he really needs it, for when their backs are against the wall. We've seen that from him before, but Warriors game, Game 1, Game 2, his post-up game hasn't been there, his lift hasn't been there, and he just makes it work anyway because he's so good and he's such a basketball genius and he has a tag team partner on AD's level. But we're talking about a team that doesn't just want to squeak out a first-round win. We're talking about the defending champions that want to win 4 playoff series. And to get through 4 playoff series, even though 3 of them are in a Western Conference that now looks more wide open than ever before, they're going to need a little bit more of the bully ball, inside-out passing, rampaging to the rim LeBron than we've seen so far in the playoffs. And look, he hasn't shown it so far, but his history suggests it's going to be there when they need it. We'll see.
No, it's going to be interesting in Game 3 tonight. We will keep an eye on all of that. You know, I asked Frank Vogel before Game 1, are you seeing LeBron making those micro decisions in game that we saw, say, Kawhi Leonard making in 2019 in that run for them? And he said, indeed, we are, and we will see more of that as the series goes on. Coming up, Ja Morant had a scoring run this week that only one player in the 1940s can tout. Something, nothing, or everything? That's next up on The Jump. First, though, time for our second distant replay of the day. This one involves both the Lakers and Suns. You remember this infamous 2010 series.
That's insane.
Come on.
Look at that.
Meta. Look out for Meta.
Look at that.
Watch him out.
It's called concentration right there.
Amen.
The agony of defeat.
Just like, yeah.
Like it.
And it wasn't a terrible blockout. It's just
Ron Artest, who, by the way, in Game 7 of the 2010 Finals, he is the reason they won that game.
Yes, sir.
Nothing or everything. Let's start with Ja Morant because he dropped 47 on the Jazz last night. That 47, the most in any game in Grizzlies history and the most by any player aged 21 or younger in the NBA in postseason history. And we've had a lot of very good players aged 21 or younger in the playoffs. Ja has scored 73 total points over his first 2 career playoff games, second most in NBA history behind George Mikan. So Vince did not expect a George Mikan reference on today's show. Are these numbers from Ja something, nothing, or everything?
I think this is everything because if he doesn't play to the level that he's playing, where would the Grizzlies be? And would they still be in the playoffs? I don't know. But when he's playing at this level, Dylan Brooks playing like he's playing, I mean, who would have thought they would? It's 1-1 right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think
from the playing game.
Yeah, from the playing game on, it's just like these guys are playing what we would consider above their heads.
Yeah.
They don't. I don't think they realize. Do you realize that? I would say, do you guys realize that you're playing in the playoffs and you're the 8th seed? It's not supposed to look like this, and they're making it look easy, and they're a confident bunch going back to Memphis.
Zach, I don't know how many of those youngsters even know who George Mikan is, but you do. Is it something, nothing, or everything?
It's everything. Look, the Grizzlies are probably not going to win this series, but they're not trying to win this series in the scheme of things. In the scheme of things, they're trying to win the championship during Ja Morant's prime. And you know what? Ja Morant is telling everyone right now, I'm a guy that can do it in the playoffs. I'm not afraid of the big stage. I'm not afraid of Rudy Gobert, even if he throws my dunk attempt back. I'm going to lift my teammates up around me. I'm going to empower my teammates, and I'm going to take them with me on this journey. He is totally unafraid of the moment. I love the way he plays. I love his style of play. He's not selfish. He's not a ball hog. He's pass first at times. He's cut first at times. He's trying hard on defense, so he needs to get better on that end. So this, to me, him sort of declaring, I'm here. I belong here. I belong on the biggest stage. And yeah, I'm a star on the biggest stage too. That's everything.
And I can guarantee you this, you're going to see him try Rudy Gobert again.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
He is not afraid
no question. He did later in the game.
Of anyone. Remember, this is the guy who talked trash to James Harden, like in his first month or two in the
Steph
league.
And all these guys,
yeah.
It's not supposed to go that way, but
this man is not afraid. I want to move on to Ben Simmons, who was aggressive on the offensive end in Game 2. He led all the Sixers with 15 shots at 22 points, tied Joel Embiid for the most on the team last night. He's also averaging a triple-double for this series so far. Zach, was this Game 2 performance from Ben something, nothing, or everything?
If it carries over into the later rounds against better opponents, it's everything, because this is the Ben Simmons the Sixers need to get out of the East and have a chance at winning the championship. And I loved this series as sort of a warm-up for him, because Washington plays 3 guards a lot of the time. They're guarding him with Russell Westbrook or Bradley Beal when Bradley Beal is stuck in that matchup. And that's just tailor-made for Ben Simmons to say, I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you, I'm not afraid to get fouled, even though I was 0 for 6 from the line in Game 1 and didn't take any in Game 2. Let's just put that aside. I'm going to the rim, and you're either going to have to send help and I'm going to kick to my shooters, or I'm going to finish because I'm going to make sure I'm a threat to score and not someone who's just in the way, sitting in the dunker spot, cluttering up Joel's post-ups in the half court. That Ben Simmons is a franchise-level player who can help lead the Sixers to the promised land. And so it's definitely something, if it persists, could be everything.
Yes, I think it's something for those reasons you just said, Zach. I mean, if he's aggressive, he makes Philadelphia even harder to guard. Yes, he's an elite passer, but if he's getting in the paint like that, he's creating those open jump shots that, Philly, obviously all the attention goes to Embiid, but now 2 stars doing that, he's playing like that. Look out. So, I mean, they're supposed to take care of business. I think they want to take care of business, get Washington out of there to prepare themselves for the next round.
Yeah, and remember, earning that first seed was so important for them because the other big boys in the conference, whether it ends up being Milwaukee or Brooklyn, they'll have to play each other if they both get advance here, whereas Philadelphia will only have to play one of those if they advance. All right, here's what the Jeb recommends for today. A guy we know named Zach Lowe. Ever heard of him? Penned a piece on how the Bucks have been feasting on the Heat on games 1 and 2 of this series. You can check that out, then come back and we'll tell you how the Heat could get back in this series on the other side of the break. Watch out for Miami.
Did you boo Zach Lowe?
Zach Lowe booed Zach Lowe.